Okay, well, hope you can hear this all right. It's been a while since I did an update on the CNC build. I think I've had some pictures of the table that I built for the Lowrider2. And then, so I got it all put together and have been playing around with it. And it works just fine. I was having some issues figuring out the uh, the Z because it kept coming down too far. But I have gotten that worked out. So now I'm in the process of taking it completely apart. I even got me a little tool thing up there. So I've been working on it. But I did build a house over the last 2+ years. And well, I didn't build a house completely. I added 1,600 feet onto my house. So that took up quite a bit of time, but this was always in the back of my mind. So now that I got it together, people in my family are going, well, why are you tearing it apart? So an FYI, for all you that don't know me all that well, my hobby is building things. So this is a thing, basically. So I want to take it apart now, and I'm going to use these. You can kind of see I'm going to cut them down to about here. And then I'm still going to use the wheels that are on this and bolt them on to here and here. And then I'll be using the same motion thing, and the wheels will still roll on top of this. But the gantry itself will be different than this because I don't like the flex in that. And those are chromoly, pretty solid tubes, and they still have flex. You can see that they're a little over 1/8 inch. I don't remember what the millimeter or whatever it was, but so I'm thinking of putting, I lost my piece of metal that I had, this on here. Sorry for the lighting. So this will now become like a gantry. Running out of room here. So it'll be like kind of like that. Let me shut this door. Sorry. I'll probably edit that out, but if I don't, sorry. So then the bearings will ride on top and bottom, basically. And that will be attached to the new gantry, which will be these. And then it'll be a little more rigid. And then I think that'll be more fun. I will be able to eliminate the two X motors and just have the one that runs the thing that will hold the router. So it will go up and down and the gantry will be fixed. Right now with the Lowrider you have the two Z motors that lift up, and it's pretty accurate. But because this is a thing that I want to build, now that it's built and running, I need to change it again because that's the way I roll. I still do want to do some stuff with it once I get it routering and all that and moving along. But it's not as important as experimentation. So that's where I'm at, and then I will probably find a different way to move the gantry, as far as the, it moving Y, this way, back and forth. And I might find either a rack and pinion system, or I think it's too long for a ball screw because that's too expensive. But I think I can do a rack across there because the total movement is almost 5 foot by 5 foot. And then when I get the router where I need it, I have a little bit over a 4 foot by 4 foot cutting area. And then I'm sure once that's working, I will get bored, tear it all apart, and make it, a 5 by 10. And then I'll be done. But if I get it 5 by 10, then I can obviously make it 5 by 30 if I want. And then I would be able to, cut large pieces for maybe a camper or something. So the main goal is once my barn is all fixed, I want to have a big enough, I guess, setup to where I can cut large things for making tiny homes and stuff, because that's the business I want to get into, is making pre-manufactured, homes like boxy. And I think Elon Musk has a pop-up, best I can call it, a pop-up, home, like a tiny home. And they're, $20,000, $30,000 still, in spite of what the YouTube ads say. Way back to my CNC dreams would be to make a larger format CNC to cut things like that. And I'm not sure yet if actually going overhead with a gantry system might be better for large scale things, because then the gantry could actually pick things up, move them around, and set it down. With a CNC router, it's not all that heavy, so it doesn't have to be overkill. And even if it's cutting metal parts, those would be plasma cut. So you don't need as heavy duty of a structure up above. And so that's where all this is heading. So anyway, I didn't want to leave you in the dark much longer than this. I will try to bring you back up to speed as we move around and do things. So some of you may have watched the shop tours and stuff. It hasn't changed, other than I've reorganized it to where I'm getting things a little bit set up better, and I'm working on a dust collection system, lumber racks. Actually, these scaffolds that have wheels on them are cheaper lumber racks than the shit you buy. So, and plus I have a scaffold when I'm all done. And then even this little scaffold is working out right now. But over here, I've kind of got this straightened out a little better. I got a vacuum pump. Looks like a compressor, but it's a vacuum pump. Runs over to this vacuum table that my laptop is setting on. And so I haven't given up on the whole process of vacuum forming Kydex and stuff, but there's other fun uses that you can do with a vacuum form. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry it's been forever. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Well, this is actually working out a little better than I thought, because by using most of these rails, I don't know if you can see them, I will be able to use that as my rails that run from basically front to back, and they're pretty rigid, and then this part will sit on it and roll that way with the gantry up this way. I'll have to draw some of this for you. But right now it's still in the, oh shit, I can do that stage, and it seems to be working out. I'm actually going to use these bearing guides here to bolt on to lift it up enough to where these bearings don't run into anything, and then I can put some little 3/4 inch spacers in there to keep any of it from flexing even a little bit, downward with the weight of the gantry, which I don't think is going to be an issue. But since I got the room to squeeze right by there, I can put a little 3/4 inch spacer or bolts or something in there, just to give that a little more rigidity. Because if you look here, you can see when I push down, well, it barely moves, but if I don't have these blocks in there. It boasts about, it's got probably an 1/8 inch deflection, even with them being chromoly tubing. So I think it's going to work out pretty fucking awesome. And then the gantry I have worked out, so that'll be cool. I'm not sure of what height to set that at just yet. But I'm looking at the parts I'm going to use for a gantry. And it's got this like track running through it. If you can see that. And so I'm thinking I could almost do it in a way that is adjustable. I could go up and then have a way of tightening it down into that. I'm thinking this is going to work. I just tore a bunch of shit apart that I paid a lot of money for, so I hope it works. I'm using all the bearings and the printed stuff, so that's working out kind of cool. You know, anybody that needs 4 skate wheels slightly used, maybe I'll sell them. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye.